Well, hey there, friends. It's me again, Emerson Tay. I told you all about my adventures with role playing in the last episode, but silly me, I forgot all about the powers that be. The head honchos, the stakeholders, the big guys that need to know that game playing is a legitimate way of learning and not just a waste of time. So here we are together again, my friends. We need to talk about assessment. Let's put on our big wig caps and go take a look. Okay, this may be boring, but bear with me. This stuff is important, especially if you want to continue playing games in school. First and foremost, content standards. I'm pretty sure I've got this one covered for us. Check out the second line. All students will analyze, describe, and evaluate works of art. Yes! That is exactly what we are doing. The only difference is that we are doing all of this together. Way cool. Okay, moving on. Standard 5. Connecting to other arts, other disciplines, and life. Jump to the bottom of the screen for benchmarks 4. We are on it. Comparing characteristics of art with ideas, issues, or themes in the humanities or sciences, the link is always there. Now, if you need to ask, how will I be graded? Don't fret. Each student becomes part of the artwork. You can be whatever or whoever you want. What do you need to do? Here's the challenge. Each student will have 15 minutes online to research background information, historical data, artist biography, etc., trying to gain as much knowledge as possible. The more each of you get into it, the better the game. If you're drooling, pay attention here. Each student will be graded on 3 things. 1. Character development, 2. Interpretation, and 3. Justification. What does all of that mean? For your character, play the part. Tell us what you see, what you know, how you feel. Put it in context. Interpretation. This is where you'll get creative building explanations. This is my favorite part. And number 3, justification. This is responding to things like, what makes you say that? Or think that? And what evidence backs it all up? And last but not least, for when the principal walks in and says, how do you justify this as legitimate learning? Easy! Your classmates will be responsible for video recording each role-playing game and post-discussion. The instructor will also use this documentation to understand student trends of thought and to identify learning characteristics of each student. Don't worry about that instructor part. Some teachers are pretty scary, but you know what? I heard that yours is kind of cool. So I bet you'd like to see how this works again, huh? Follow me. I'll start with the Henri Rousseau painting. Character. Remember, play the part. You could choose to be the moon, the lion, maybe the mountains, maybe the sleeping gypsy, maybe the vessel. Whatever you want. Interpretation. Now remember, this is where you get creative. I'm going to play the part of the lion. Watch this. My traveling companion, the sleeping gypsy, is lying peacefully here under our guiding moon. I am a tame lion. I keep her company and watch over her. She is kind in return, and she lets me sip water from her bronze pitcher. She is a beautiful, wise, and talented woman with an amazing musical ability. Oh, you should have heard her play the mandolin. Go now, before you disturb her slumber. You may be thinking that it's a little weird, and it may be at first, but you'll get better and you'll have fun too, I promise. So, did I make all of that up? No, silly. That's where the justification part comes in. Upon researching Rousseau, I learned that this painting was called Sleeping Gypsy and was painted in 1897. I also learned that he painted wild animals that he had seen on postcards and in photographs, or from trips to the zoo. Rousseau had never even been to the desert. He had never seen a real lion. All of this was from his imagination or from his mind's eye. And that's kind of how I created my interpretation. Now remember, you're going to be videotaped, but just forget about that part. The videotaping is really just for assessment and kind of for the teachers. We don't even really want you to pay attention to the video recorder because we don't want it to interrupt your game playing. So enough of me talking. I should see you later. Have fun.